What it is it's a crossover where you extend on the home side. So if you looked at just the left hand, it does the regular thing that you would do, but just one beat, and then a big extension, and then one beat crossing, big extension, one beat crossing, big extension. I think this one might be easier than the 3-beat because it's really just a 2-beat, and you don't have to go the over-under part of it. So let's do 10 of these, 9 of these, and it's the same thing that we were talking about before where you do that hip swivel, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let's do the right hand. So it's the same thing, small and big, small and big, small and big, small and big, and we'll do 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if we were going to try and put it together, there's a couple different ways that you can do it as somebody who doesn't know the 3-beat weave. One way that might be useful is if you are in a together time hip reel. So if I'm in clockwise, I can turn to the left, which is not my preferred way of getting in, but it works. And it has the same sense of acceleration when you were doing the thing with this, where you're alternating the hand that goes big. You know how there's that sense of acceleration on the hand that's going bigger as it's going around the peak of the turn? It's the same thing with this one. When you're coming up over the top, you have to accelerate it coming over the top to get back around to the other side. Tossing hand hitting you like this, like that. Okay, then 2 things are the things that I would look for. If you're hitting yourself here or on the back of the shoulder also. One thing is, are you twisting enough to get the hand in the alley, right? So if you think of this as the railroad tracks, when your hand crosses it, you have to get it into this alley sufficiently deep enough that you pass the rib, right? Because if the ball is hitting you here, then that means your hand is back here, not up here. So there's the twisting, but then there's also push it deeper that way, which leads back to the thing that I was talking about with the hip twisting, but also I think the arching of the back can help to get the hand in the pocket there. And this is especially helpful if you think about the difference between the entry from the hip reel versus the behind the back. So if we were to look at, I'm assuming your left hand is weaker since you're a righty. So if we look at your left hand here, right, it has to, when you're in your hip reel like this, your palm is back, but there is a moment where you have to do this thing, right? So my palm is back here, but I'm turning to make it a side plane move. And I have to rotate my wrist to get my hand on the other side. Twisting the body helps, but then what also helps is twisting the shoulder. Because if you look at if I just don't spin the poi, but I do it in slow motion, as I'm coming from here to here, I'm doing, I think they call that an external rotation, so that I can get my hand to go there. So the shoulder up here is also rotating to create space for the arm to go around the ass.